So bet we in there. Up next, the one and only Mr. Quiet Storm with the $20 super chat. He said, congratulations on hitting 20K to the George Jefferson alien head shaved ass. Nigga, that said Baller X 2.0 was better. Eat your damn word. Next objective, 50K. Man, you ain't said nothing but a word. Yo, y'all niggas not let that nigga live for that fly shit he was saying.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do.
And Mr. Wretch Turner with the $10 super chat on the panel as well. He says, support black male media. Revolution ain't free. Congrats on the 20K. Thank you, sir.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do.
Okay, and the one and only Lord of Brooklyn, BK for life with the $5 super chat. He said 20,000 subscribers and the momentum has just started. On Tuesday, November 5th, a new era will begin and Machismo TV will have played a central role. Thank you for that. Me and Saul was just talking about that. I'm glad y'all niggas noticed, man. You know what I'm saying? We don't be wanting to toot our own horn, but I'm glad y'all niggas noticed. And on that note, also, we gonna be live all election night, covering it. I hope on all social media, watchdog the media, because a lot of y'all know we went to sleep in 2020 when Trump was winning, woke up and he lost. So we staying on until they call it. So, and on that, and on election night, we're going to have an open panel. You guys can come up and talk to us because we're going to be hanging out for as long as that shit motherfucker take. For real, for real.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do.
And the one and only Mr. Lord Lovesmith with the $9.99. He says, keep up the good work, fellas, and congratulations on the 20K subs. Lord Lovesmith been holding us down for a minute, bro. For a minute.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do.
And last but not least, Music Man 1982 with the $1.99 super chat. Music Man been around since season 1. Salute, congrats, and happy birthday to Mr. O. All in one shot.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes.
All right, guys, let's get ready to rock. I'm gonna load up this first segment. Bang, here we go. All right, so load this up. Bang, here we go. We're gonna start off with this one.
Just gonna get all my.
All right. Black men is at the forefront. We holding this election hostage. They got everybody tap dancing for the black man vote. Shout out to Tito and everybody other content creators in the space who covered that ridiculous black male summit on BET. Tito roasted them up good. I ain't even see the point in covering that joint, at least not for tonight. Everybody did a good job, and it was what we expected. Shills, bunch of sassy men. That's them playing in our face because half of that audience was homosexual men. So
hey, y'all know the hood services. Me and him came up with this term called GAWN, GAWN, gay ass woke niggas. That's exactly what was on that damn Black Summit.
Yeah. So on that note, though, I want to cover this. I want to set it off with this because the position that we are in with regard to basically holding this election hostage, black men being their own voting bloc, started off with us with the gender dynamics in the black community. And I want to play this one clip because we're seeing how it plays out. We mentioned this before. Kamala put out policy for black men, even though it's bullshit. But now that black men are getting specifically catered to, and we're not voting for Kamala for a number of reasons, aside from being a woman. I've been seeing these joints all over social media, but I thought this one in particular, because it was so filled with vitriol and hatred. So
this is like the last thing I'm going to say. It's the first of the month, so I'm just going to get all my hot takes out. I don't give a what happens to any black man on this app, including being the neck by a white man who has still not been arrested. I don't care, because these are the same men that said that they're not going to vote for a black woman unless they get child support forgiveness. We need to understand that black men ask for people to not take their lives seriously, to not care if someone unjust them or uses like excessive force on them. They told us that they don't give about none of that. All they care about is child support forgiveness. So I don't give a if there's a story of a black man from a tree or anything else at this point. I don't care anymore. I care about what's happening to black women, but not black men. Because again, these are the same men that said they don't give anything else but child support forgiveness.
I'm going to preface this by saying this: child support forgiveness. That's a bit of a piece of one of the political tenets with Dr. T.S.I. Johnson's 18-point political plan. I'm actually going to redrop the links to that in the chat. I've been reposting it on the community tab. That's policy. But I thought this clip was best in particular because of the hate and vitriol and her basically wishing death on us. And that's the culmination of now black men being part of the political decision-making process, and them losing their leverage, not only to us, but also to the migrants. Tito, what say you?
First of all, females like this, tell us what we didn't know already.
Facts.
You never cared. She never cared.
Facts.
Most of them never cared. 9 times out of 10, whenever you hear about a domestic dispute in which the police were called, who initiated physical contact, knowing that if the police were to show up, that it's a great chance that there could be grievous bodily harm done to said so-called black man. 9 times out of 10, when somebody calls the police on the so-called black man, it was somebody that looks like this. Tell us something that we don't know. We know you never cared, but it's I keep telling people that they never left the plantation, and this is proof. Look at the ideations that she goes through about lynchings and extrajudicial violence against so-called black men. This is proof that they never left the plantation right here. She's showing you that they never left the plantation. They never left the plantation. But now it's up to us to, you know, like the brother Machismo TV said, and like Saul just said, is to take this offline into real life and form a pack so we can destroy the plantation, so they don't have anywhere to run back to.
Well played, sir. I like your take on that. Rich, same line of questioning. Like I said, we've heard this sort of vitriol before, but the fact that the misandry now is packaged in terms of, in the context of a political context, and them redirecting that misandry, what say you?
Yeah, man, I think that it is yet another example of how they really feel. I think that one of the blessings that Kevin was able to kind of bring to not only the manosphere space, or not only to the red pill space, but to the general public, is how they actually feel, because for the longest they hid it. And if you spoke out against it, then you were gaslit and told that you're just a chauvinist, or hey, you hate women, or your mama black, all these other type of gaslighting tactics that they used to use. But now I think the general public is able to see how they really feel, especially with the level of misandry that has spread on TikTok. With this election, I think you will see even more of it. And, you know, I'm actually glad to see that. I want to say around the new year, TikTok may be going away, so it'll just spread to Twitter or on over to Instagram. But I always find it funny when they come out and say, you know, oh, stop marching for these black men, or we put ourselves on the front line for them. Man, marching ain't done shit, and that is not how change is initiated. But it's another example of their delusions of grandeur, as if they have more power than they really do. Power is what we're doing right now. When you collectively get together with like-minded individuals, more specifically black men, and you collectively make a decision that has the propensity to change an election of the most powerful nation on the planet. That's what power looks like, not getting online and spewing misandry. So, yeah, we're putting our money where our mouth is, and they getting a chance to see it in real time. Let my plane there.
Exactly. Spot on. Well played. Saul, same line of questioning. What say you? You gotta mute yourself. There you go.
Here we go. I think that this is the first wave of what is to come. You know, hopefully it'll be coming, because as they say, the closer to where you get to where you're supposed to be, you're gonna have the most resistance. There's a World War II term. What is it? When you're over the target, you have the most flack. And it seems like we're really causing some damage out there, to where Tito might end up making a whole new series of Keisha crash outs based on this era and what the fuck we've been doing out here. Honestly, we're not supposed to be savvy. We're not supposed to be thinkers. We're supposed to be, slanging the dick, chucking the ball, talking about some shit that really don't matter. And they didn't really think that we were going to wake up, because they really, really think that they're really superior than we are. And so I guess the frustration is for people who've already sold us out. They didn't think we would get up and become the sleeping giant that we are to shake this bitch up. And we got everybody afraid, to the point to where they have to kind of, negotiate. That's how you know that you have power, when somebody's willing to sit at the table and say, hey, this, that, and the third. Now, it was an exercise in acknowledgement of the power. We already know that, those little quote unquote things put on the table wasn't nothing but nothing burgers and empty shit anyway. But this lets us know that we ain't going nowhere, and that we're going to continue to, keep our foot on their necks all the way up until midterms. Either you're going to give us what the fuck we want, or we're going to continue to hold this bitch hostage. And I'll land my plane there.
Thank you, sir. Contractor, same line of question. What say you of this visceral response to black men making up their own minds, the direction that they're going to vote, and basically voting in their own interest. And now you got Keisha online wishing death upon us.
All right, so me personally, just me personally, it makes me angry. Here's the reason why. This fake black Barbie, so-called black Barbie over here, with the curls in her fucking head, is wishing all the ills in the world upon men that look like me, right? For not voting for a so-called, because the bitch ain't, a black woman called Kami. Now, I was gonna dig into it, and I stopped and I thought, like, nah, let's analyze this real quick. What if it was in reverse? Would there be a public outcry if a man said the same thing? If a melanated man wished just death and destruction on AB Dubs, would they be quiet or would they be in support? Like, yeah. Now, I don't know everything, but I do know when a motherfucker wants you to die, that, you know, they're not for you. That vitriol, that hate, that ire that she's displaying is because that's how that hoe really feel about you. So I say, good. Let them put that on display. But here's the thing, though. They showing it to the whole world, bro. The whole world. Now the whole world can see how nasty you really are. So keep going. Keep going. Make as many videos as you raggedy hoes want to, because now the world can see you. I'll let it there.
Okay, I like that. I like that. Hoop, that's all yours. Same line of questioning, sir.
I'm gonna take a different route on this one, man.
Okay.
And the reason why, I'm gonna say this: the camera phone has been like one of the worst inventions because it empowers this little subset of women. Well, I ain't gonna say a big subset of women, like these lame ass lonely hoes. Like, bro, my timeline is littered with these bitches.
Me too.
Yeah, you know what, bro? I'm just like mute to they horse shit. Like, they don't get no real motion. Like, the only empowerment they get is basically hating on men, and that's all they get. What I've learned is you just ignore them goofy ass bitches, because all they are upset because their negative demeanor, all they're doing is just trying to latch on to any struggle hustle to kind of feel better about themselves. And this is the new wave. Like, okay, you can shit on black men to get, co-signing for your lack of your lack of self. Because she seems hung up on this baby daddy thing. Child support thing. So that tells me this hoe probably got a kid, right? So to me, it seems like this is a bitch with a whole bunch of layers of fuckery, a whole bunch of layers of lame, and it just don't register with me, to be honest. Now, to the point of the brothers already speaking, this kind of is reminiscent of a lot of women's mentality who aren't, like, to me, what I could call lame, lonely ass lame hoes. The other ones, they kind of they are though. Them hoes is lonely, and usually use them hoes fat. They got fake hair. Like, you can kind of pick the archetype out pretty quick. But anyway, this is not so reminiscent from quote unquote normal black women, because they all, why is that? Because they all lead with the feminist altar. That's their number one thing, which is AKA penis envy. That's all the shit is. Because if you listen to their arguments, it's always, but men can do this, but men can do that. When last time you been a nigga, but women can do this? That's not how we are. That's not how men operate. So that's all that shit is penis envy. And then secondly, they lead with their black archetype. So of course they gonna, choose to go against your black ass first, because they go feminist first, then they go to their race. So this is just like rudimentary click through shit on TikTok to me. So that's just how I see it, bro.
Well played. And I'll piggyback on that by saying that I think, in addition to all the points made by the gentleman on the panel, and Dr. Ron Neal is going to touch on this later on as well when we get into the meat of the show, that black men having this sort of agency and us seeing the Democratic and Kamala devote pretty much the tail end of their entire campaign targeting black men. I think it's like on a conscious level, collectively as a whole, Keisha realizing that they're losing some of their leverage and they're resentful of it. Like they're cognizant of that.
Hey, yo, machismo. Let me go get my little take on her.
I was about to call you.
You know what? Yo, can we get a Reverend X for this weave-headed strag real quick?
I don't even think I still got that drop.
Ooh, it would have been perfect. It would have been really perfect. But
oh, wait, I got this one. Now, hold on.
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch.
That's where I'm at.
that's why I was asking, folks. Thank you very much, sir. Now, y'all, blue people, I like to call the libtards, y'all really don't talk about us but every 4 years. But when y'all don't talk about us, when y'all do, it's always the negative about us. We can't read, we can't get jobs, we can't keep jobs, we can't build nothing. But now, since we are the vocal point of this so-called election, and since y'all can't use y'all no voting, no fucking, saying y'all little booty to the pole no more. Now y'all just run around in circles with your chickens, like with chickens with your heads cut off, trying to figure out how can we get these niggas back on the plantation, make them vote for this fake black bitch. Unfortunately, like the one on the screen, your so-called power does not work on us anymore. We are going in a new direction. All your little, don't y'all find it ironic they let synthetic G come back on the damn airwaves during this whole election 1 week season right now, and every B-dub is now coming out saying like, well, if y'all niggas don't vote for us, y'all niggas ain't shit. She was right about y'all. Right on cue, right on point. So you know what? Black men, vote for Trump just to make these people mad. Now I'll pass the mic.
All right, well played. All right. That was a good end to that segment. Tito, I'm gonna pull up all the joints you sent me, and this is spot on, and this feeds into us being live all during election night. Guys, the fix is in. The fix is already in. Yep. It need to be too big to rig. What I'm gonna do is, I got a couple short clips. Two from Kentucky. Tito sent me these, and these from Pennsylvania. I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm in Philadelphia, battleground state, and I've been watching the fuckery down here as well. Trump just won a lawsuit down here against the commission regarding voter suppression. So we're gonna go through these two from Kentucky. They real short. I just want to point these out. And TikTok and the internet's doing their job, catching all the bullshit early before election night. We're gonna do Pennsylvania, and then I'm gonna play a news clip from Pennsylvania, and then we're gonna do the round robin on the 2020 magic, and then basically setting up the fix. So this one is Kentucky. This one is I believe this one's the voting machine. Let me play this one. See that? They won't let you select Trump on the voting machine. You see that? I'm gonna play it again.
Wow.
Look, now watch. They won't let you select Trump on the. This is the machine. All right, let's look at a ballot. All right, this is All right, this says weird ballot shenanigans happening in Kentucky. If your ballot has any markings in any other boxes, make sure you ask for a new ballot or it could potentially be deemed inadmissible. Voters, I seen this yesterday. Look closely at your ballot. If it has a small dot in the Kamala box, take a pic of it and ask for another one. Any other box filled in will be voided. So all of these ballots in Kentucky, they're pre-marked with a little tiny dot in the Kamala Harris, in the Kamala Waltz box. So no matter what you fill in on your regular ballot, that little dot supersedes what you put in. and they'll make your ballot inadmissible if you vote for anybody else other than Kamala Harris. You see that? So that's Kentucky. Let's do Pennsylvania, where I'm at, battleground state, because we're on the verge of turning this joint red. So I'm gonna play these two little short joints for Pennsylvania. Okay, let's do this one. Tito sent me these. Let's do this one. I'm loading. It's loading, and come on, StreamYard, you pussy. All right. It says Quakertown, Pennsylvania. Voters are unable to cast votes due to extremely long process to cast their votes. This woman was in line for 3 hours only to get up to the area to cast her vote, where she was told it would take an hour to process her vote. Is this free or fair? So they're doing this in Pennsylvania. This is in Quakertown. So they're starting to do the shenanigans in the smaller counties because the Republicans locked down Harrisburg and Pittsburgh. Those are the bigger cities, right? Let's do one more, and then I'll play. Remove this from the stage, and I'm gonna do one more from Pennsylvania and play the news. So shout out to the internet, because prior to this, with people having their phones and being able to post everything online, we wouldn't have been able to catch this prior to this, and we would have had to primarily depend on the news. So this is another one from Pennsylvania. This says Democratic activists caught posing as an election workers in Pennsylvania. Does anyone know who these women are? Share until we find out. So you got these old Democratic activists posing as election poll workers, trying to fuck up the ballots. So that's what's going on down. This has been going on all week. I've been monitoring this stuff. I didn't even know that Trump had a lawsuit already in play down here. So now I'm gonna play the news clip. The Pennsylvania Attorney General says voter registration fraud thwarted in battleground key states. So let's play this one.
Trump told his supporters in Pennsylvania this week they already needed to be wary of election results.
They've already started cheating in Lancaster. They've cheated. We caught them with 2,600 votes. No, we caught them cold.
Trump was referring to an investigation in Lancaster County, where the district attorney's office says they found hundreds of fraudulent voter registration applications. Monroe, York, and Berks County officials also said they're investigating potentially fraudulent registrations, including issues with signatures and at least one deceased person listed on an application. But election officials, including Republicans, have emphasized none of the investigations center on actual votes.
This was detected, it was stopped, and the investigation is ongoing in some of these places. And the fact that people who are legally able to vote will be able to vote. Very, very proud of our staff.
At least two of the counties say an Arizona-based company called Field and Media Corps submitted some of the questionable forms. The group's CEO told the Associated Press they haven't been contacted by Pennsylvania officials, but they will cooperate if they are. The group has a history of working with Democratic campaigns in Arizona. The former president posted about the investigations this week, again mentioning ballots and calling for law enforcement to do its job. Democrats say it's an attempt to stir up fear and question election results.
I understand that Donald Trump wants to again, use the same playbook where he tries to, create chaos and stoke division and fear about our system. But again, we will have a free and fair, safe and secure election in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania's Attorney General said that the fraudulent registration attempts had been thwarted thanks to the state's safeguards and promised to hold any potential fraudsters accountable after the investigation wraps up. Reporting in Washington, I'm Matt Galka.
Yo, shout out Detroit 313 and shout out Andre 420. Tito, what say you? The fix is in.
Also, President Trump had another legal victory in Virginia, in which he had to go all the way up to the Supreme Court in an emergency session, and of course they won 6-3, usually the tally, where they count some over 30,000 illegal aliens on the voter rolls, and he sued to have them taken off. So there's that. This right here that you're seeing unfolding is the usual provocateur bullshit. So let me walk y'all through this. When you read in your history books about riots like the Haymarket Square and things like that, Shays Rebellion, Bacon's Rebellion, unfortunately, I have to report to y'all that I think that the last authentic civil unrest that we ever had in this country was the bonus march riots following World War One. I'm really starting to think that everything since then has been provocateur by, guess who? The Federal Bureau of Investigations, right? And I surmise that because at that point in history, the government did what they could to finally build up a white middle class, and black people really tried to keep a low profile. So everybody was at the point in our country's history where they had too much to lose. And so then in the 50s and the 60s, you see all of these riots. Those were provocateur. They were. And this is no different. So an interesting fact is that when President Trump was having a rally last week in Madison Square Garden, right? They ping people's cell phones. Somebody that's real good with electronics ping people's cell phones. And they found, some 73,000 odd different devices, right? And only 40, like they said, 42,000 or so were inside of the rally, attending the rally, or people, working as security staff, whatever. And then the rest of the people outside were protesters. But what they found alarming was that some of those same phones that were pinged were at January 6th. And some of those same phones that were pinged were not only at January 6th and at Madison Square Garden last week, but were also at the domicile known as the Obama White House in Washington. And then still even fewer were at not only all three of those different locations, but at various FBI offices and at Kamala Harris's vice presidential residence, right? So January 6th was provocateur, and January 6th was provocateur to take us right up to the moment that we are in now. They provocateur January 6th, so should the election be too much of a landslide, they can invoke Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. Section 3 of the 14th Amendment of 1868 precludes anybody who's ever risen up in insurrection against the United States from holding civil federal office unless approved by a 2/3 majority of both the House and the Senate. And so even though President Trump has never been charged officially with sedition, which is what the charge would be, sedition against the United States, he's never been charged with treason. He's never been charged with espionage, but they will try to use January 6th as a reason to disvalidate his election.
Yo, you spot on. You spot on. Steve Bannon just said that the Democrats just hired the lawyer to contest the election. They have already hired him. Steve Bannon just said that. You spot on, Tito.
Yeah. So, and I didn't even know about that. And so, when you see things that are going on in the middle of Pennsylvania, what they are trying to do is that they probably already lost the state, but they're trying to either disvalidate ballots that might get down ballot Republican candidates elected, like school boards, attorney generals and all of that. They trying to just they trying to salvage something in these states. Now, I just want y'all to know, and I'm not trying to be an alarmist, but I just want y'all to know that, even should the election turn out in the favor that we wanted to, please understand that there will probably be some civil unrest. There will probably be a very litigious a very litigious climate like that followed the 2000 election, with Bush versus Gore. And that you will see, you might even see people trying to bring in ballots where you live at. You never know what you might see, right? And so after the election is over, stay away from political discussions with people who don't agree, especially if you live in a blue area, because there's going to be civil unrest. We already have the National Guard being mobilized in Oregon, in Washington State, and a couple and Nevada and other blue states, because I think that they already know what's about to come, and they already know that leftists are going to, you might actually see some grassroots rioting, but I think you're going to see a lot of provocateur rioting as well.
Yo, you're spot on with that, Tito. You are spot on. Like I said, Steve Bannon just got released the other day. He held a huge press conference, and he was saying that they're already set up to contest the election. I forget the name of the attorney that they hired, but he's like he's the attorney that's like top notch at contesting these elections. And he was like, Trump's already got his legal team set up. And what you said about them ratifying and with 2/3 or 3/4 of the House, that's exactly what Bannon said. So bro, you called
and understand this
right down the middle. Yeah, and he was saying that it was going to be Kamala who's going to be like the deciding vote to decide whether or not he gets to be president or not, which is crazy.
And understand this: the 14th Amendment of 1868, that part of the 14th Amendment was specifically designed to keep, people who were former Confederates from running for like a state Senate spot or something in the South, specifically to persecute Republicans and blacks. That's why they put that in there. And it's another part of the 14th Amendment that enumerates that people who have risen up against the United States in insurrection should not only be barred from public office, but from owning firearms. And that was to address people like the James Gang or Quantrill's Raiders, who continued after the Civil War was over to fight a guerrilla insurgent action against the Union Army. So that was specifically for the context of the Reconstruction period, just for any of y'all that might get into any ensuing political discussion, even though I warned you not to, after this all goes down, just so y'all have that in historical context. And I'll leave it right there.
As y'all see, man, y'all can continue to get that free game here. Y'all go ahead and make sure y'all go and drop by Tito's in the middle of the day. He is the space's best political theorist. I mean, as you can see, he provides the historical and social context and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
Tito's.
That's Tito's Patreon on the screen, and Quiet Storm's been dropping his Patreon in the chat. Wrench, what say you of all this pre-election day tampering so far?
Yeah, bro, I'm not surprised as usual. And I've always been pretty hard on Democrats in general, liberals in general. But I wanna kind of take a page out of Tito's book and call out something that really puts into perspective the type of fight that we are in. I would tell you from a personal standpoint, being somebody who I would say for the better part of the last decade who has worked diligently, worked to the point of illness to put brothers into position. What it means, and I talked about this on a previous stream, what it means having these type of people in power. I would say for the last, if you look over, they've had 12 years of power, and some of the things that they've done behind the scenes, and how it affect brothers listening to this stream right now. Some of the brothers that you may know. When I am put in a position, somebody who's a decision maker at a pretty high level, and I'm put in a position where I'm saying, hey, I want to put this brother into this position because I've trained him. He's done everything that he's been asked to do. And he deserves this opportunity. And I have the actual business that I work for say, no, you have to put a woman in that position, right? This is where the rubber hits the road, just in case brothers don't realize how these elections affect their everyday life. I'm saying I have an open position. I've trained somebody for it, and the business comes back and tell me, no, you can't put that person there because 25% of your workforce needs to be a woman. That's that diversity, equity, and inclusion. This administration, everybody who I think they're pretty familiar, Senate Bills 1403 and Senate Bills 1331 out in California, that was the reparations bill. We know that those got shot down, and everybody told Gavin Newsom, okay, you know what, you want to shoot these down or you want to let these die out, then we're gonna punish Kamala. You know what I mean? We're gonna punish all of y'all for it. I want y'all to understand that on October 30th, they came out, the White House, that Haitian LGBTQ speaker that he has. These folks came out. Biden signed Executive Order 14124. EO 14124 is where they basically gave the Hispanic community $19 million. Grants, not a loan, start a weed business, a grant. So when Kamala sit up there and say, no, I'm not doing anything specific for the black community, but then you turn around and look at it, this was literally a couple of days ago. They say today President Biden will ceremoniously sign EO 14124 to strengthen the federal government's commitment to advancing opportunities for HSIs and the students they serve. HSIs being Hispanic and Spanish institutions. Where did that money go to? I'm gonna give you the colleges that the money went to. Florida Atlantic University in Boca Raton, Florida received $1.1 million. National Louis University in Chicago, Illinois received $3 million. Sam Houston State University in Houston received $5 million. Texas A&M Corpus Christi in Corpus Christi, Texas received $4.7 million. And the University of Puerto Rico on the Rio Pedros campus received $5 million. When these folks come out and tell you that they can't do anything specific for you, but then they turn around and do an executive order, and this is grant money, to go into Hispanic institutions, even though we all know they've been saying it for the longest that black boys need the help, right? They're reading below grade level, right? This is what we are fighting against. Just in case anybody really wanted to know where the rubber hits the road, this is what we are fighting against. These people do not give a damn about black folks. And I'm not saying that you should vote based on who you should vote based on what they're doing, but I just gave you an example of what they actually have done. No, you can't have 1401 and 1331. Those Senate bills, no, you can't have those, but they can have this $19 million grant. Even though historically black folks have voted for these people, this go to show you what they think about you. So when you get inside of those ballot boxes and you cast those votes, make sure that your vote is actually going through. Verify that everything is being checked. At my voter location, I think I voted 2 weeks ago. At my location, they simply have a blank piece of paper. You show your ID, you get a blank piece of paper. You go into the voting booth. You put your blank piece of paper inside of this electronic machine. You pick you choose your picks on the screen, touch screen. And then it prints out all of your choices that you made, and then you take it to another box that it looks like an ATM, a big robust box. You feed it in, and it accepts it and say, "Thank you, your ballot has been counted." But I just gave you a couple of different examples of how shitty these folks are. If you ever needed a reason to get these folks the hell up out of office, right? Then I just gave you some. As far as what I've experienced in my real everyday life, as far as not being able to put brothers in position because they are actively incentivizing companies to use this diversity, equity, and inclusion, this framework to say a certain percentage of the workforce has to be women, even if they're not qualified. And not only that, they shoot down any type of bills that we push through that are supposed to help the Black community, and then sign off on grants specifically for Hispanic and Spanish institutions. Those are examples of how they not only put your wants and needs on the back burners, but put other folks in front of you because they already know that the Latino vote is going to be a big part of their voter block if they can pass DACA, if they continue to give them money, even though the stats say that Black boys are reading below grade level. So I just want people to take that into consideration, man. I'm not surprised that they're trying to cheat. I think that they are trying to replace the Black voter block with a Latino voter block. And it's a shame that we've had to fight Keisha thus far and liberal white women thus far because Keisha is hell bent on trying to get some crumbs and trinkets to the detriment of the whole community. You know what I mean? But I'm so proud that brothers are saying, you know what, if we can't have it our way, it ain't gonna be no community. Not in the sense of what we're used to seeing. I'll land my plane there.
Y'all cooking tonight. Y'all cooking. All right, well played. Hoop, I know you got to get up out of here, Playboy. I'm going to pass it off to you next. What say you? It is not even election day. We got lawsuits in place. We got Trump winning some. I just showed you how they being funky with the ballots. The voting machines not being funky over there in Kentucky. And because Pennsylvania is a battleground state, which we are attempting to flip red, you see the shenanigans going on down here. What say you, sir?
Well, let me say this first. I can stay for one more go round.
Okay.
I won't be able to do the sports wrap. But the brothers already kind of laid it out. Shit, I got the disservice of going behind 2 home runs. Shit,
man, but contractor got it worse.
So I'm gonna just I think they've covered all these suspicious things that are going on already. So this is like one of the first cycles I can remember where they're getting caught early, not sour grapes later. So yeah, man, it's right there in your face. It's discernible information that you can actually look up when y'all referring to the Supreme Court issue. There were literally guys on this panel I was watching. I believe I was watching Piers Morgan, and the dude didn't even know that. He was talking about Trump was bitches. Like, no, he actually took it to Supreme Court and it actually went through. Like, it actually was voter misrepresentation going on. So, like, people need this information. They need to pound it and pound it and pound it because it's not just people, pitching sour grapes. These things are actually happening. So I'll leave that there because y'all already cooked on that. I'll say this one thing, though. When I went and voted the other day, now I don't know how it is where y'all at. In California, like, I didn't have to show no ID. So I came in there, basically said my first name, last name, and where I stay. And then the lady punched the stuff in, boop, 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 and just asked me what year was I born in, and I was able to vote. So I put this on my Facebook. I'm like, is that normal? And pretty much nobody co-signed this. So I don't know if that's a California thing or what, but that's pretty dangerous that if you know the first name, last name, and the date of birth, and the person's registered, what if the person's deceased and someone's voting in for them? You literally have to show no ID. And I guess it's an LA County thing. I don't know. So, things like that are going on too. It just makes you wonder. So, with that being said, man, I'll land the plane, man.
Yo, Hoop is dry snitch.
Snitching,
dry
bro.
Snitching. He's like, is this normal?
Oh, man. Contractor, I just read your private chat. I was about to do you dirty. I was about to pass it to you next. So
watch your polling places for people that don't seem to speak English either. Watch that when you go to your polling places.
So that's all you.
Just saying, that's a true story, man. That's a true story.
Yeah, it's hilarious as hell. You droshing this, You're like, I'm not saying that. I just think it's strange.
Hey,
look.
So
I mean, you can sit up here and lie to us all you want. We see all the signs. You've even said it to us. Even these old bootlicking motherfuckers sat up there in that meeting and still kiss Joe Biden's ass after he told you we don't have to give you shit and that, Hispanics is going to replace you. And he sat there and did it and stuck his dick in you with no Vaseline and you still sitting up here smiling and shucking and jiving. You shills just don't fucking learn, do you? You know what I mean? Until it's about to really be too late. I will say this much, the women haven't really even, really been full on board, unless obviously as such as the environment is going to change or changing. You're going to start hearing more and more crying and bitching and whining and stuff like that. I mean, we've seen the sort of Keisha crash outs with the evictions and stuff. Now you're starting to see public benefits be snatched. So I think that there's going to be more to come. And quite honestly, even with these old ballot games and things like that, you might even have a few crash out on that and be what I like to call fall girls. They're willing to cheat. I think that it's going to come to a point, and I hate to say it like this. And I'm not advocating for any sort of anything, no violence or anything like that. But there's only so much that people can take when it comes to the moral high ground. You continue to kick at somebody, spit at them, continue to disrespect them, continue to shit on them, and you think that people are going to just continue to hold or whatnot and allow their self-determination to be imposed upon. Hopefully we can keep this quote-unquote civil war to something being of the minds and hearts, and that's it and that's all. But it is becoming so much so with the sort of extreme reactions of certain element of folks that it's going to cause an equal and opposite reaction, and it's like they're off. So Tito was actually right as far as the way things are kind of getting, and we probably should ease away from it when it comes to interactions and stuff, because you see the lengths right in front of your face what they're willing to go to. So just something to keep in mind. I'll land my plane there.
Well played, sir. Mr. O, same line of questioning. What say you of all the shenanigans prior to the election date? Like they already got the ball in motion in several different states, and they coming at it several different ways, from the ballots to the machines. What say you?
Well. I mean, what can we say? I mean, it's been shown in front of our faces, and they basically trying to gaslight us and trying to tell us this is not like what happened in 2016 nor 2020. They really trying to show and tell us that everything that we seeing with the people throwing away the ballots in the woods, the postal worker. Then we got people like you saying, you can't even press Trump's name on the ballot. Now, all these are the same party that try to call Trump a fascist.
Facts.
Now, is this the same party that is basically trying to tell you that they're not Marxists, not communists, but they're basically trying to start a whole new coup. They're trying to go get rid of the current president, usher in another person that was not even in the primary to become president. That's not even a favorite of no party, of anybody, but she has to be ushered in because she can do what? Fulfill a Marxist communist agenda. Again, are we not under attack? Are we not seeing the Constitution not being attacked by every corner, by every which way? And we have these bootlicks, these awfuls. Shout to Karen. Shout to Karen that ain't got no life. The awfuls, the affluent white feminist, urban liberal. They ain't got no life, number cats. Brad don't want her ass, so now she want to vote against his best interest. And we got our Keisha problem. You know why I call her Keisha? We call them knucklehead, immature, embittered, scandalous, harmful assholes that basically want to put us back into the plantation literally for their own benefit and not ours. And they'll do it by any means necessary to the point they'll be like, hey, just fall in line. We got everything under control. Just do as we say. Again, are we not seeing a fascist overtaking right now? And I pass my mic.
Well played, sir. Well played. Contractor. Oh, you know what? I wanted to say this to you, Tito. You won't like this. This is Lord Love Smith. He says, General Tito is the best political commentary mind in this space.
Thank you.
He says, I used to think it was BGS, but it's General Tito. That's a feather in your cap, sir. Contractor, what say you?
I mean, after sitting here listening to all the other brothers that went before me, that's a tough act to follow.
You asked to go last.
I did, good sir, I did. But I want to pose a question real quick, because we all see it's bullshit, right? We all see it's bullshit. They're willing to lie, cheat, and steal plus dump them ballots off in the woods. My question is, what if we let them? What if we let them have it, right? And we let them flame this motherfucker out? Just out of curiosity, bro. Because Keisha ain't listening. Rebecca ain't listening to Bob. What if we just let them just burn this bitch down, right? And we leave the mess on their hands? Would we be bad for that? Because I don't support this bitch. I don't want no parts of this hoe. But at the end of the day, this seems to be the direction that this party wants to go, right? And no matter what we say or do, they just like, nah, new direction. You know what? I watched a series that I stayed away from for a little while, and I just started watching. It's called The Boys. Y'all seen that?
Yeah, it's a good show.
Yo, it's like the Nazi bitch coming along talking about all the problems that we got, right? But at the same time, the Nazi Joan is looking like she a Keisha. Now, we didn't scream from the heavens that this bitch don't belong, and they keep trying to push this party. I'm just saying, bro. Anarchist. Let them burn this bitch out. And when they starve and they are being abused in the streets, then maybe, just maybe, Keisha learn. Shut the fuck up. You ain't as powerful as you think you are. Maybe Rebecca will figure out my white knight can't save me from this hell I created. If they over there playing Russian roulette, I'm not saying you got to stop them. I'm just saying, don't be in the room that way you don't get splattered on you. My whole idea is more like, fuck them. Because they seem hell-bent on making this shit happen, man. Even though the populace in mass don't want nothing to do with this hoe. So it's cool. If they choose this route, then let this bitch burn. I know we ain't got a country to run back to, but we can damn sure rebuild what we got. And then people may be a little bit more apt to listen. Personally, my own personal view is fuck them. Fuck it. Let them do what they're going to do. Because at the end of the day, they're working harder than a motherfucker to try to, I don't want to say steal, but that's kind of really what it is. Steal the selection. So, fuck them. Let them have it. And then we rebuild from the ashes, assuming there's something left. But maybe these motherfuckers just gotta, be like people up in Nashville. Gotta get wiped out a little bit before they fucking get it. I'd rather take the dog path down. Fuck that. Because at the end of the day, no matter how much logic, no matter how much truth you try to input, they just ain't going for it, bro. So, best way I found to get a bitch to listen, give them what they want. And after they destroy themselves and destroy this country, they'll figure out, you know what? Maybe all them niggas over there was right. So let them have the hell they want. You know what I mean? I'll let it there.
Well played. Red Sigma says these migrants are already deleting them, but they keep that quiet. Yeah, I saw you post that thing with the migrant knocking off the Keisha. To your point, though, contractor, I think the general consensus of the American public in general is in part F, but at the same time, they are aware of the state of affairs. I think inflation has driven that home. And in terms of everything going to pot, the elite class is still, and the managerial class is still going to be fine. I think that plays into their hands quickly, sending the majority of the population into serfdom. And along those lines, in general, with this election, this is one of these once in a lifetime elections, because this is a globalist agenda versus a populist agenda. And the executive branch, the president in particular, is merely the president. The executive branch is a seat, and the president, they switch out every 4 years because the country is always changing. So Trump is just the best man for the job at the time, as history has seen it. Outside of this time frame, he would not have been able to be elected. So this really is one of and he's the first populist president we've had since, God, I mean, maybe Roosevelt, Teddy Roosevelt, or Franklin D. Roosevelt, or even Lincoln. So he's the bridge in the gap. On that note, Hoop, I know you got one more. I'm gonna put you at the top of this round robin. Good round, guys, and this leads us into the meat of the program. We are at the 1 hour 39 minute mark. It is 1:42 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Once again, Dr. Ron Neal went live last night. He's been missing in action, taking care of business, but he dropped in because he's excited about what's going on with black men and the election and how we are steering mainstream media with the talking points, and also to a large extent driving to some degree Trump's approach with this campaign using social media. You hear some of our talking points being echoed, but I thought he put some things in perspective, and he's right in line with what we've been talking about on this channel. So I'm gonna let a bit of this play, and we're gonna do the round robin and add on to this conversation, because I think he did a good job putting a bunch of things in perspective from a historical standpoint, and in terms of how the space has progressed and been able to basically terraform the environment.
The eve. This is the eve. This is the eve. The eve of the next chapter, my guys. You don't understand this. 2024, 2028, 2032. This is the eve of a new chapter, my brothers. This country is not going to be the same after November 5th, regardless of the outcome. Regardless of the outcome. Now, I'm going to tell you, you might have one candidate that can accelerate things. I'm going to say this, and I don't say this as a promotion, but yeah, if Trump is elected, if he becomes president on Tuesday, it's going to accelerate things. It's going to accelerate it. Yes, if Trump, it's going to accelerate it. It will. If Harris becomes president, we will continue, this movement will continue to go. It will continue to go. But I'm going to be honest with you, it will accelerate under Donald Trump. It will. But the point that I'm making right here, is that regardless of who wins, this thing is going to keep on, this ship is going to keep on going, this plane is going to keep flying, okay? It's going to keep flying, regardless of who wins on Tuesday. It is good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. You did this. You should congratulate yourself. This is a time for self-congratulations. You have moved the needle. Black men on the internet, the black manosphere, have moved the needle culturally. You moved the needle. You've moved the needle. And the other part of it now, and let me say something, there's somebody said something about the Republicans, even the Republicans, even those blacks who are going over there, even the black people who are going, the new black people, these are new Republicans, they're going over there. The Republican Party is going to have to deal with the fact that now they got a new population, a new group of black people who's going over on their side. They've never had to deal with this since Abraham Lincoln. The Republican Party has never had to deal with this since Abraham Lincoln, okay? That they have a new group of black people who is going over there. And they're gonna have to deal with a new group of black people. And they have not had to deal with that since Abraham Lincoln. And that's gonna be new for them. It's gonna be interesting watching how they deal with that. It's gonna be interesting watching how the Republican Party deals with this new group of black people who go over to where they are. Working class black people in particular. Because up until recent history, y'all get it. Cash App $BMI 3000, Cash App $BMI 3000, Cash App $BMI 3000. Up until recent history, thank you, Barry Little. Up until recent history, the Republican Party was primarily a rich white man's party. It was basically a rich white man's party. And right now, the Republican Party is no longer a rich white man's party. I'm talking about at its core. The rich white men haven't quite left altogether, but the core, the base, the constituency now, the constituency of the Republican Party is not rich white men. And now they have to deal with that. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens as it goes forward in the future. They're going to have to deal with that. Cash App $BMI 3000, Cash App $BMI 3000. I am back again. BMI 3000 Reloaded, also known as the Mad Professor. So we are witnessing, excuse me, guys. We are witnessing history. We are witnessing history. History is being made as I speak. And you guys have done it. Yeah. Now they have to contend. They never thought that they would have to deal with black men. They never thought it. But politics is forcing them to politics. And what's so beautiful is that this is you couldn't ask for anything more. I mean, politics is forcing them to do this. Politics is forcing them. Oh yeah. Black male political agency. That's what's going on right here. Oh yeah. They never thought that they'd have to deal with that. Oh yeah. When a black man or when black men say, you know what, I'm not voting for this. I'm not supporting this. I am divesting. I am withdrawing. I'm not playing this game. When black men say this to the political establishment, the dominant establishment, then we're not playing this game. Or if we play this game, we're going to play this game the way that we want to play this game. We're not going to allow you to tell us how to play this game. We're going to play this game on our terms, That's how we're going to play this game. This is the new normal going forward. The new normal.
Look to have knocked it out the park. Hoop, what say you, sir? Where the hell Hoop go? All right, Tito.
Tito?
Yep.
Here he is.
You know what, man? Yeah, he's right about the piece when he says that they haven't had to deal with this, this level of engagement by so-called black men probably since if I can recall correctly from the electoral map of the 1904 election when Teddy Roosevelt won, right? Yeah, this is definitely going to be a new political reality. I would encourage, so-called black men that in these next 4 years, that you try to save as much money as you can, to decide what you're going to do, if you're going to stay here or whatever, right? But this is something. This is also something that's going to be real curious to see how the Republican Party reacts to this. Hopefully, they kind of put the spotlight on more conscientious so-called black men like us, and put some of the cop worshipers, some of the professional gaslighters, kind of like move them to the side so they can keep up the engagement and keep this momentum going forward. Because I think that one of the downfalls of the Republican Party when it comes to so-called black men voting or so-called black people period is that for some reason they keep lionizing Reagan, which is a big mistake. Because when you think about so-called black people that come from big cities, especially Generation X so-called black people that come from big cities, the first thing they're going to remember is the crack era, right? So they need to stop lionizing Reagan, and they need to stop having certain types of speakers get up there and repeat gaslighting talking points that's made by white people, because white people, no matter the party, white people are professional gaslighters. That's like American white people are professional gaslighters, no matter the political polarity. That's like the undisputed title that they have. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and there's actually some opportunity here for so-called black men that wish to stay. You might be able to get some of these females that they sent here before they send them back under Trump, because that's one thing I noticed in 16. I hope y'all peep game that in 16, when Trump came down the escalator, all of a sudden, damn near every Mexican female wanted a black man. If you just go look around your neighborhood, you will see a bunch of black babies that were born during the Trump administration. And I think that we might get a repeat of that. And I'll leave it there.
Wrench. Same line of questioning, but speak to the overall context that and perspective that Dr. Ron Neal pointed out, saying that it's politics that ended up tying all this together and being like the lever and the fulcrum that pushed black men's issues into the forefront, made us the tail end of the entire Democratic push to get elected, and how they basically, both parties in general right now, really have to cater to black men's needs and concerns. And that with all the misandry and everything else and all the marching in the streets since the 60s, once we decided collectively as a group, and not even 100%, I've been talking Pareto distributions from the beginning, 20-25% of black men just stepped away and say, you know what, we're not going to play no more unless it's on our terms. Now all of a sudden we're holding a general election hostage on a presidential level. What say you?
Yeah, man, I've talked about this before, but the landscape wasn't playing out the way that it is right now. And I want brothers, if you don't hear anything else I've ever said on my channel, on this channel, any other space you've ever seen me in, I want you all to listen to what I'm about to tell you, because this is what is about to happen, and this is how you can capitalize and make the most of it. Right now, inside of most workplaces, Fortune 500, Fortune 1000 companies, and even some smaller ones that are publicly traded companies, You have diversity, equity, and inclusion, where people have been put into positions that they have not earned. They've been put there based on their sexual orientation, or they've been put there based on their gender, or whatever marginalized group that they want to fall into, with the exception of Black men. Whenever it comes down to diversity, equity, and inclusion, I have never seen Black men being the beneficiaries of those programs. It's always been LGBTQI element of P, women, or men, whatever they want to call themselves, right? Or it's been liberal white women, or it's been white women in general. But what this election is going to do, and what Black men have ultimately done, is pulled a chess move that I don't think y'all really understand the gravity of. And this is how this plays out. Diversity, equity, and inclusion gets shit canned. It goes out because there's no government in place to incentivize companies to have these types of programs. I saw on the community tab on this channel that Machismo posted, Boeing is doing away with this diversity, equity, and inclusion program, and Elon Musk reposted it. So DEI is out the window. What takes place of DEI is the high performers, because right now I just watched a documentary called Coddling of the American Mind by Jonathan Haidt, who's an American psychologist. And what it's showing is that a lot of kids since 2012 that have gone into university, that are coming out of these institutions not having interpersonal skills. They are coming out of these institutions where they've been programmed to be extremely soft. They're coming out of these institutions where they don't have the mental capacity to take on stress. Coming out of these institutions where they are leaning more towards doing the bidding for all of the program that they received in these indoctrination camps, but they don't know how to really move the needle as it relates to business because they're too busy caught up in their feelings. So DEI is going out the window, and it opens an opportunity for the top performers. What does that mean for brothers? Focus on moving the needle and adding value in business. So when you go into your place of employment, you need to be looking at who are the movers and the shakers, who are the decision makers, and you need to be trying to put yourself in a position to earn as much as possible so you can give yourself options, whether it is you want to stay stateside, or whether that means that you want to go overseas, and whether it means you want to do remote work, whether it means you want to start a small business. These are the things that you should be considering. Earn as much as possible to give yourself as many options as you can. The other thing I want brothers to consider is forego feelings and pursue power. That means that I don't care, for me personally, and this is something that I advise brothers to do, I don't care if my boss don't like me. I don't care if my boss is racist. As long as you don't disrespect me and you don't come and play that shit with me, but you sign off on my increases, you sign off on my bonuses, you give me the promotions that I've earned and put me in position to be able to make decisions and put other brothers in positions, that's all I really care about. So forego your feelings and pursue power. Build relationships. The people that you build relationships may not always look like you. They may not always come from the same backgrounds as you. Your main responsibility is to pursue power. Earn as much as possible. And the next thing I would tell you is put other like-minded brothers in position. Let me make that clear. Put other like-minded brothers in position, because what you're going to run into, you're still going to have some residuals that are hanging around from all these years of DEI and all of these years of all these other policies that have incentivized companies to do things a certain way. Companies are going to do what companies are going to do. They're going to switch as soon as the landscape changes. They're going to immediately adjust. So with Trump coming into office, and all of these programs that really don't add value going out of the way, they are going to begin to drop like flies, because they really don't add a lot of value. They pretty much cost money. You know what I mean? They cost more value than they add. But we are in a position where we already know what it is to have a tough existence, to walk and live and exist in this skin. But that should not be something that you go into the workplace with soft skin. You go in with the tough skin that you wear. You keep your head on the swivel. You watch and see what's going on. Who are the movers and the shakers? Always be looking for an opportunity to advance yourself financially, to advance yourself and get into these positions of power where you can make change and you can make decisions that actually add value to the business. And then you need to understand how to quantify that. So I'll give you an example. If you go in and you are just a regular machine operator, you are an individual contributor, all I do is I run this lathe. That's what I do. You should be thinking about management. What type of programs does this company have to offer me? right? Does this company offer tuition reimbursement? Can I go and knock out some of these certifications? Some of the 10-month certifications. Be looking at the certifications that are offered by some of the community colleges in your area, and you start to check those boxes, and you start to get decorated like a Christmas tree, and that allows you to climb the ladder, and you purposely look for like-minded brothers who you can trust and who you can put into position to take along with you, because you want to insulate yourself as much as possible with like-minded individuals so that you can steer clear of the bullshit. And this is the last point that I'm gonna make before I land my plane, and I want you brothers to listen to this. As you're pursuing power, and as you're getting into positions of power, and you're getting into positions where you are the decision maker, practice dick discipline. Do not be fucking on these hoes. Don't be flirting with these hoes. You are in pursuit of power, not pussy. I want to say that again. You are in the pursuit of power, not pussy. Because when you get into positions of power, it's gonna come in a myriad of different ways. And that has been the downfall of men since the beginning of time. I land my plane there.
My nigga.
Well played, sir. All right, Branch up in here dropping mics once again. Saul, I know you gotta get up out of here. Saul on the road. I ain't gonna say where he at, but my man handling business, and he gotta get up early. Saul, what say you? You and I've had this conversation behind the scene regarding Dr. Neal's take and sentiment that he's communicating here. What say you?
I mean, I say a critical mass has been reached. There's gonna be tension. You know, this is stuff that, you know, people have been feeling for years and didn't feel like, you know, they were able to, you know, speak safely, or, you know, had the sort of ability to, you know, fully like articulate these different points and stuff like that. You were being gaslit. You were discouraged to think for yourself. And now all of a sudden, you know, there's an assemblage of brothers who are out there who are saying the same thing you say, who are feeling the way you feel, who felt like, you know, their voices in the political realm, social realm, corporate realm, and even just, you know, personal realm has been kind of eclipsed by a bunch of bullshit. And people have had enough. It's boiled over, right? We don't have nothing to lose here. We were already considered the white men of Black America, right? So motherfuckers is like, look, if I'm going to continue to be castigated, deemed as a villain, be you know, disrespected, be excluded and talked about, and seem like we're about to be blamed any motherfucking way, you might as well make it by your own means of self-determination anyway, and use power and have something to gain and leverage it while you're doing it. And I think that, you know, for the most part, sums up what Dr. Neal is talking about, you know. And so regardless of who does win, one way or the other Tuesday, I want you all to know that you've all been here. We've worked hard. And if there's nothing else, you see the power of Black men and how we can bring our minds to something to actually shake things up, if nothing else. The second thing I want to encourage you all to think is, if they win, we can make it a pirate victory. A victory that wasn't even necessarily even worth it for them. It'll be so painful and hurting, which they're seeing already. Because they didn't think that, you know, people would see the sort of villainy on their part, the gaslighting, the games, the sheer lengths that they would go through to be dirty and slimy and grimy, to pull the gears and levers from all the highest halls of government to keep us shut up as Black men. I would encourage you to continue to throw a wrench in these gears by, you know, continuing this work and, you know, continuing this march to midterms. You know, that's what we need to continue, this march to midterms. I'll land my plane there.
Well played, sir. Saul, are you about to drop off, man? You to the chat, man. Like, we be running this channel with real life be happening, man. We be making shit happen behind the scenes, man. So yo, man, 20,000, man. Couldn't have done it without you. This one's for you.
Now, thanks, brother.
Yeah, man. Thanks for riding out with me from the beginning with this shit. You election night. You be here election night. And Mr. O, we want you to drop by on election night too. We're gonna be covering the election and just hanging out until like they call something. Man, I'm gonna let you get some sleep. I know you gotta be up in a couple hours, man.
Yeah. See y'all. All right, brothers.
All right,
see all y'all in here. All right.
See you, Saul.
All
right, peace.
Peace.
All right, Mr. O, this is our last segment. What's same line of questioning to you? What say you on Dr. Ron Neal's assessment of where we are now in this place, in a position of leverage with regard to what we did in this space and now how we're talking politics and policy, and they got to deal with us to some degree for motherfuckers to get in office. What say you? He said, we're making history right now.
As we should. I mean, thank y'all for finally recognizing us. I mean, it's been since Reconstruction, since they they've been trying to keep us down, but we just keep on rising up, and now here we are. Now they trying to go and kiss our ass. Now they trying to go ahead and actually establish us, recognize us in this so-called beautiful country that we have fight for, build for, and die for all these years. But now we actually get the mic, we actually get the spotlight on us. They actually asking what we actually want. Now, hey, they gaslight us, right? They actually invented the term and actually came up with the movie. But now guess what? They don't work no more on us. And they're begging. Everything's coming full circle. Don't y'all find it ironic that we had to fight for all of affirmative action? When we had to go in Memphis and say, are we a man? R.I.P. MLK, he had to die in that situation. But we have to fight to get our foot in this door, whether it be for jobs, whether it be for respect, whether we even just trying to keep our neighborhood safe. We have fought and tried to get through these doors all our lives, trying to prove that our manhood, we could do everything. We could build these businesses, keep these infrastructures up. We are Americans too, right? We got to live in this country too, right? But y'all want to keep us down like the Gravidians down in India, act like we don't exist, want to put us in these impoverished areas, and make us forgot. But unfortunately, they don't know that black men, we make everything, especially in America. Black men, we are the image of the world. Everybody is a black man today and want to be a black man. You know what I'm saying? As hip hop, they try to take hip hop, but guess what? They can't do it. They try to take everything we have fought for and try and give it to the lesser people. You know what I'm saying? And guess what happened? Meritocracy. Black men, we work the hardest, right? We show our work, right? Guess what? If you can't show your work, guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna doom to fail. And now we watching this country fail without our implement. And I love it. Now they got to come to us and say, look, we know that we didn't want to get y'all jobs in the unions. Yeah, we know y'all was the last hire, first fired. Yeah, we know we gave you them same jobs and try to ship them overseas and try to say y'all don't want to work. But now more than ever, we need y'all to go ahead. And it's so beautiful. It's both parties. For once, not just the Democrats. It's Republicans like, we did free y'all. I know we ignored y'all, but we need y'all more than ever. At least they being honest. Democrats, they like, what y'all gonna do? I love that fear. I love when they in the corner. They can't say nothing. It was like, man, it's like when Sojourner Truth and the women from back in the day say, if y'all give a black man the right to vote, y'all gonna make him give him the same power as the white man. And look what happens, Sojourner. And I pass my mic.
Well played, sir. Contractor, man, this is the last segment. Take us home. What say you of Dr. Ron Neal's cogent assessment of the place that we are right now in history as black men and the leverage that we now possess and the call for us to keep pushing all the way on to the next two presidential elections, and him saying either way, Trump wins or Harris wins. That don't change the position that we are in and the work that we need to continue doing so that we can collectively put the new black man in the position that he is. And he made a point of delineation with the new black man, saying that we're not the betas, we're not these old niggas, we're not the LG, and we're not the plantation Democrats. We're free thinking, independent black men. What say you, sir?
I would say personally, I think the good doctor made his assessment was on point, man. And he's right. He's right. We are not those people that came before us. But I would take it a slightly different direction, not to take anything away from the good doctor, because when he said, like, yo, you can't do nothing without us. Now you got to recognize us. It's almost like, say my name, bitch. Say my mother, recognize me. See me. The good doctor stood on his square and laid it all out. But I'm going to put it to you another way. They scared of you niggas. They are terrified of what you can do for real, for real. They're horrified at the fact they have to recognize you, which lets you know how little they really think of you in the beginning. They never had to recognize you before. Now you're forcing them to. I can't do nothing without you, so-called black man. And we like, bitch, we know. It is what it is. You see, back when we was all, voting the same way with Keisha and them, they had a whole, what's the word for it, big bro? I can't think of it right now. I'm tired. They had a whole, they had a hold on the market, right? And they just, monopoly. There you go. They had a monopoly on the market. But the moment we shifted in a different direction, you see how it all fall apart. Anywhere melanated men go, we create culture. We don't need these people. We don't need Keisha and them. We make melanated people wherever we go. I like what Dennis said a while ago. Only thing life doesn't come from women. It comes out of life comes from men. Only thing come out that hoe was death every month. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you brothers have been breathing life into this dead deceased party for the longest, and they didn't realize it because they got too goddamn comfortable. Now they recognize. And
they was using Keisha as a proxy to control us. They figured as long as they got control of Keisha, they got control of the black man. They wasn't expecting all this SYSBM shit, all this passport bro shit, and this awakening. Go ahead, sir. I stepped on your time.
Yes, sir. Sir, you're absolutely correct. So I say we keep showing them. Without us, don't shit move, don't shit flow, don't shit flow. You remember the old mobster movies back in the day? Until we give you the go, you can't do shit. You can't say shit, you can't move shit. We run this over here. That's the way you need to come at these people. Keep your foot on their neck and choking them out slow, real slow. The good doctor is an eloquent man with a lot of great opinions and ideas, and he was absolutely correct. Enjoy this time, enjoy this moment, because we got the good old US of A hostage right now with your vote. We did that, but I'll leave it there.
Well played, gentlemen. We are at the 2 hour and 12 minute mark. Time to round it up and send everybody home. I appreciate everybody for coming out, hanging out with us. Our 20K subscriber celebration, as well as us wrapping the bow up or toward the end of this election season. We've been covering and running down the politics and policy, and Dr. Ron Neal's cogent analysis of where we stand so far in terms of history, I think was a very good way to end the show with all the gentlemen on the panel's commentary. That being said, Tito, closing remarks for the chat and the replay gang, sir.
I just want y'all to appreciate the historic moment that you're in right now, and remember how we got here. Remember that this is real grassroots action, and it shows you the potential that we have when we come together for a common goal. And remember that we are not all of those stereotypes and all of those memes that have been propagated in the mass media ever since the invention of film. Remember that. And remember that, first and foremost, remember that we will not rest on our laurels and that our work is far from done. And I'll leave y'all with that.
Well played, sir. Eloquent and to the point. Wrench, same to you, sir. Closing remarks for the chat and the replay gang, and the apropos position that we black men collectively find ourselves in, even though we it appears to be maybe only 25% that will move the needle, but Pareto distribution is still in effect.
Yes,
Tectonic movement. What say you?
Yes, sir. As always, I appreciate all of the brothers that are up on the panel. As always, man, you brothers keep me on my toes and keep me in my notebook over here busy. I got about 2 pages of notes already, just to make sure that I can hold my own up here. But it's a blessing to be in space with such great minds, man, and I'm appreciative for being here. Shout out to the brothers down in the chat, man, and to the brothers on the replay gang. We do this because we actually give a damn about you brothers, man. If you ever feel like nobody else ever gave a damn, just understand and realize we up late, bouncing ideas off of each other before these streams even start, just to make sure we can bring information and really usable information to the brothers. So I'll recap what I touched on my last piece in closing, that I land my plane. DEI is out. The top performers are going to be in. Focus on moving the needle and adding value. Earn as much as possible to give yourself as many options as you can. And forego your feelings and pursue power. I'll land my plane there.
Man, you guys are killing tonight. Mr. O, closing statement for the chat and the replay gang. Once again, like I said, we will be streaming election night. Feel free to drop by, come up on the chat on the panel, and chit chat with us while we watch the results come in. What say you, sir?
Oh, I will be there. Trust me, I will be. It's after 12. It's my birthday. You know what I'm saying? I got to try and find some shenanigans to get into for the rest of the day. But
happy birthday, man.
This is crazy. Every election season, every year around my birthday. Now, back in 2008, and unfortunately in 2012, I did the disservice to myself and to the nation. I voted for Obama. Then in 2016, you know what I'm saying, I basically made a grown-up manly decision and vote for Trump both in 2016 and 2020. And that's when I realized that I had to go ahead and do my homework on these whole government systems and everything. And then I uncovered the veil on not only what's going on in the government, but what's going on in my community, what's going on in this whole corporation that we call America. And this is literally a corporation. And I'm basically a disgruntled employee right now, a cog in the system that basically say, you know what, I feel offended that y'all for all these years had tried to go ahead, shame us, ridicule us, and make us downtrodden not for once that we can show y'all our receipts that we ain't who y'all say is. Y'all like, we don't even get nothing. Not sorry, not anything. Now we just basically got a bodyguard and kick our way through the door, waving the fofo without no problem, saying, look, it's our turn. You know what I'm saying? Let us in. And we gonna be able to say, we gotta be able to say this. We gotta say this. We gotta say this to everybody. Like, look, black men, we are here. We made it. You know what I'm saying? We could do it here and across the world. They understand us, and guess what? They gonna basically have to fall to us. I'll pass the mic and have a good night, gentlemen. I'll be there on election night. Peace.
Thank you, sir. Well played. Contract, last but not least, take us home. We can send these brothers home and good night. What say you, sir? Closing remarks.
Salute to you, sir. Salute to my brothers. Salute to everybody that catch this on the replay. But 5 words. Join up, do your part.
Facts.
You dig? Like, at the end of the day, it ain't just one person driving this machine. It's multiple people. And we all have a voice in this thing here. And Mr. O, you're right. It is a business, but we can chop it up about that later on, though. Once you understand how much of a business it really is, hey, shit start changing. And pimping, if you disgruntled, I'm burning the building down at this juncture. But y'all be easy, y'all be safe. Service is over, brothers. Y'all have a good night. We'll see you next week.
Oh, played, sir. What up, Fear to None and T-Fam 1? Salute to you. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure as always. I want to salute my illustrious panel for helping me produce another Sunday show. Seems like we knocked it out the park tonight, and it's a nice piece of closure being able to put all of this work we've been doing into the proper perspective and seeing the fruits of our labor play out during a presidential election. Let me see. That being said, I want to say salute to the chat. I appreciate all of you guys' support and helping us reach this 20,000 subscribers, and next goal is 30,000. Once again, we will be live election night. Salute to all the new people popping up in the chat too. I see a lot of new people, man. Fantastic. And I want to, before we leave, Quiet Storm said, do your research now. Remember all those police chiefs, DAs that lock up your family members, mayors who continue to tax you, and governors who refuse to fund the programs around you. Remember them. That is correct, sir. As we tee up for the midterms, it is a marathon. We're going to get through this presidential election, and then the race begins, the marathon. Like, we're not going to let up. Keep having these conversations, keeping the brothers informed, because apparently it is doing its job, and we are starting to see real world results with things. All of you in the chat and everybody in the panel and everybody in this space, all the content creators, you should all be proud of yourselves. That being said, we'll be back next Sunday. I appreciate all the support, all the super chats during the show. And for everybody sharing our content and helping the channel grow, man. It's beyond words. Like we always do about this time. I want to say good night to all of you. And good luck.
Here's another classic. The definition of hip hop. Here's another classic. The definition. Chemistry. Here's another classic. The definition of hip hop. Here's another classic. The definition. Rap shit, animal chemistry.
We'll do it live.
Okay.
Well, no. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I can.
Salute the black man. I salute. 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 Salute the black man. I salute.
Shout out to Machismo TV, man. Shout out to them. Okay. Those brothers say they're here to expand, you know what I'm saying, the content of the black man. That is the origin of their channel. They let it be known. Those brothers are trying to help spread our message through, hey, they simply tell you, hey, rerun, uninterrupted, or whatever, except for the Sunday nights. Make sure y'all start pulling up on them too, man. Hey, Machismo TV, Saucy Balls, them dudes support this sector, man, promotion wise, especially monetarily wise. So, hey, man, we got to start supporting those brothers, man. All right. Start supporting those brothers, man. All right. I know them niggas be up late. Them niggas is some night owls, okay? Them niggas some night owls. But hey, man, y'all niggas be up, you know what I'm saying, that late anyway, bro. So, support those brothers, because that's who's supporting us. Shout out to Machismo.
Hey, where's Stewie? That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. Okay, I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not right on the teleprompter.
There it is. We are going to do Sting, yeah.
There's no words there. To play us out. What does that mean, to play us out? To end the show?
Yeah.
All right, go.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today, and we'll leave you with a... I can't do it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live! Fuck it! Do it live! I'll write it, and we'll do it live! Fucking thing sucks!
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Stewie Griffin. Thanks for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.
This is not real. It's just a dream. Please, wake up. Wake up. This is not real. It's just a dream. Please, wake up.
I told you. Steppenwolf would fail.
Yes, you did.
My master, now that the mother boxes have been destroyed, how will you retrieve your great prize?
Anti-life is found, Assad, and we will stop at nothing to possess it. Ready the Armada. We will use the old ways.
Doesn't matter who we are. What matters is our plan. Doesn't matter who we are.
I came here to rescue you from him.
Well, we all appreciate your concern, Colonel. And we'll try to be extra careful.
I'm just amazed that he allowed any of your posse to live.
Is that right?
Strictly speaking, he slipped up. You're lucky to be breathing.
That's just great. Colonel, you came out here to find out why one of your machines blew a gasket.
You don't seem to want to accept the fact that you're dealing with an expert in guerrilla warfare. With a man who's the best. With guns, with knives, with his bare hands. A man who's been trained to ignore pain. Ignore weather. To live off the land. To eat things that'll make a billy goat puke. Kill. Period. Win by attrition.
This is not real.